So, all right, so welcome everyone to IndoorCrypt 2020. We have a fabulous program, but first let's do the opening session, and I'll hand over to Srinivas to introduce the general chairs.
So, welcome all to IndoCrypt 2020. It's my pleasure to introduce the general chairs, Professor Sadagopan, who is the director of the International Institute of Information Technology, Bangalore. So, what you see in background is the institute. So, we would have the in-person would have happened at that institute, at that place. If pandemic was not there. So, yeah. So that's a sad thing. And also another general chair is Dr. Vishal Saraswat. Uh, so he's affiliated with Robert Bosch in Bangalore. So now let me invite Vishal to share a few words, please.
It's an annual conference organized by Cryptology Research Society of India and in cooperation with ISR usually. This year it is hosted by IIT Bangalore and Robert Bosch Bangalore. So I welcome all of you. I would like to thank Professor Bimal Roy, the General Secretary of CRSI, for all the support, and Professor Sadgopan, our co-general chair. I also thank the PC chairs, Manoj, Elizabeth, and Karthik for all the fabulous work that they did. I think we got more than 100 submissions, which I think Manoj will tell about. So, and some pretty good papers are there. A very solid program is there, which Manoj will talk about. I'll thank Vivek for organizing, taking care of all the legwork in organizing the conference, and his fantastic team of volunteers from IIT Bangalore. And what else? Okay, I should thank the sponsors Bosch and Springer for the public proceedings. So, and I thank all the PC committee members and everybody associated. Thank you all. And we hope we have a very good, fantastic program ahead. Let's interact on and make it successful.
You also need to formally introduce the PC chairs.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe we shall mistake. Okay, so let us welcome the PC chairs, Manoj, uh, Elizabeth. Okay, Elizabeth, I don't see she has joined us, and Karthik. So welcome to you all. So Manoj, you want to share some statistics now? I
Sure.
can share the screen for you.
Yeah, you could. Yeah. So since we are very short on time, we have like a one slide overview of the entire review process, which shows up here now. So we got 104 papers submitted, 270 authors spread over 33 countries, and over 6 weeks we had an extensive review process involving 61 fabulous PC members. With we got a lot of external reviews, 77 external reviews, and after 4 weeks of review, we had 2 weeks of very intense discussion with a lot of back and forth with the authors. And at the end, I think we got a very good program. We got 39 papers in very international. We have about 40% of them, of the author share, you could say, is from Europe, and about 20% from US and India and the rest of the world, of which about half is from Japan. So that's a program you would see over the next few days. And we already had a couple of tutorials. Karthik will talk about VeriCrypt, and earlier today we had a fabulous tutorial by Uli Maurer and the students. Maybe Vishal could, Srinivas could go to the next slide. We have 3 invited talks. They are still coming up on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, all of them at 7:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time by Ran Canetti, Veronique Courtier, and Carmela Troncoso. So yeah, I think we have a very fabulous program and hope all of you can join for this program. I'll hand over to Karthik now, one of my co-chairs, and he has been in charge of the formal method side of things, putting together a very good program. So yeah, Karthik, go ahead.
Oh, thank you, Manoj. So so this year we have a new theme at IndoCrypt, which is on formal methods for cryptographic systems. The idea was that you wanted to bring into the IndoCrypt umbrella a lot of recent research that has been happening around formal security verification for cryptographic protocols, cryptographic constructions. This research is usually around how you build mechanical security proofs and find attacks automatically for these kinds of systems. So the first part of this was already happened last week, December 10 and 11. We had the tutorial called VeriCrypt, which was very successful. We introduced 4 tools and we had invited speakers who actually gave 2.5-hour demos for each tool. There were 160 participants who are being constantly guided by many tool experts over Zoom and Zulip. And we think this was a good enough experiment and experience that we might repeat this over the next few years again. We also have 2 invited talks like Manoj just described, which will also touch upon this theme in their talks. And finally, there's a session which is dedicated to formal methods, which will be on December 14th at 6:30 in the evening in India, which will showcase 4 new research papers on formal method techniques for crypto. So our hope is that by introducing this new theme, we can bring these communities together and maybe something new will come out of this kind of exposure. So, so far, it's been already quite successful. We hope that many people will enjoy the formal method sessions and the invited talks in the conference. So without more ado, I'll hand it back to Srinivas. So
I'll do that. Yes, thank you. Yeah, thanks, Karthik, Manoj, and Elizabeth for putting up a fantastic program that we are going to witness in next few days. And also thank you, Karthik and Asim, also for doing VeriCrypt, which turned out to be very well received. Let me give you some very brief information on the registrations for IndoCrypt 2020. So we received a total of 176 registrations, and roughly half of them are from India, and rest, of course, are outside of India. And out of the Indian participants, about 37 are student, and the rest 54 are from academia in India or industry in India. And out of the non-Indian participants, students constitute 23, and then 62 of them are from academia or industry. So that's all I wanted to present. So let me give you let me recollect a few, what do you call that, few rules, whatever you want to call that. So I request you to please use your real names so that we can identify you. And you can access the conference proceedings from the IndoCrypt website. So that's accessible. I mean, if you go to the site, so there's a page. If you access from that page, so you can access the proceedings for 4 weeks without any extra cost. And after 4 weeks, the link will be disabled. And then I request you to please post your questions on Zulip chat. I'm going to put that link on the chat menu because I cannot share it with our YouTube viewers. Okay, and also I request you to contribute to the RUM session. The deadline is in a couple of hours, about 4 hours or so. We are eagerly looking for contributions. So I think that's all the instructions. So from my end.